KUGAN CASSIUS IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're in Belfast, the final press conference for Wood-Conlan, March 12th, live on the Zone. I'm joined by Ben Davison and Jamie Conlan.
Nice to see you, Cougs.
Okay, so first of all, start with you, Ben. An assessment of the second and last press conference for this fight before fight week.
Yeah, pretty much what was predicted. Michael's in his hometown and got the support, and we anticipated that. But like I said, talk isn't cheap because it sells tickets, but what really matters is what happens in the ring on the night.
Before we get into anything else, but what Ben's saying there is the truth. All this talk is what it is, but what really matters is what happens on March 12th in Nottingham.
It's the juicy bits. It's the trimmings around the side, isn't it? The meat and the gravy is what happens March 12th in Nottingham. The build-up is nice. It's creating something that I think the fight deserves, though. The fight being, the Zone and Matchroom had announced their first quarter schedule, and for me, it's the best fight. It's the most pick-em fight. It's the one that if you ask 10 people in a room, you'll get 5 different answers for each way. So, yeah, it's building nicely, but the next 7 weeks preparation and what happens on the night is the main thing that matters.
Okay, but until then, obviously, the fight needs to build, and like I said, you've been probably more vocal than most over the last couple of days.
Than I ever am.
Than you ever are, correct. It seems yesterday that there was kind of maybe a motive to go for Ben from yourself and your brother Michael. Was that the case?
Listen, I wasn't meant to speak yesterday, so I just got asked to come up at the last second. No, there is no plan. We don't plan anything. Obviously, that is just us, kind of thing. It's the biggest fight of his life. There is a lot of bitchy things goes on in boxing. It's a very bitchy sport, business, whatever you want to call it. And we've heard a lot of things that just against ourselves, and they came out a wee bit. But no, it was no plan. No plan. That was just us. Just plain and simple. We turned up, just us two, and you could see the difference in personality today than it was yesterday. So we had to approach it that way, but it was just natural. That was natural. That was 2 fellas from Belfast went in Nottingham and just being themselves. And we didn't get what happened like today. We didn't get pelted with any fucking jabs and jabs as all the crowd were in the days.
Has the last 2 days, the comments from Jamie and Michael, have they aggravated you? Have they annoyed you?
Look, you can't get emotional in this. So no, it hasn't aggravated me. I've only ever spoke well about Jamie. I did an interview before the press conference, speaking very well of him. I don't know. What's that?
Last night, no, you did speak very well. Thank you very much.
I've always spoke well, yeah. I do, and I did an interview before the press conferences a few days ago, speaking well of Jamie. I don't know Mick, so I can't say anything. As Jamie said, sat down, had dinner, so I know Jamie. We've worked together with fighters before as well. Mick, I don't know him. I can only tell you what I know of his boxing.
Regarding Ben, as I said there, we've had dinner. We've spoke boxing for a good lot of years. When Fury was fighting in Vegas, stuff like that. I've been very intrigued when Mark Dickinson, Will Crawley started training with him. I thought it was the right move. All these kind of things. This was business. This is Michael Conlan, Lee Wood. He is Lee Wood's coach. He has collateral damage in what we say about Lee Wood, unfortunately. But it's just business. It's not personal. My personal feelings with Ben have always been the same. I wouldn't have had conversations with him, drinks with him, to late hours when we have, and respect his opinion as a coach, himself and his team. Even before the press conference, asking about his gym, how it's going. So these wee things, they're the wee snippets. He knows it's not personal, it's collateral damage, but I have to defend my brother. I have to be the shield to defend my brother, and the one then in turn attacking everyone else.
What is the conclusion of what you were saying yesterday and kind of half bringing up today? What is the conclusion of that?
I can tell you what was said sat at the table. I can tell you who was sat at the table. Adam Smith, Tony Bellew, Eddie Hearn, and maybe one other. I'm very honest, and I did say, and I'll say the same about this fight now. going into Reece Mould, if Lee Wood got it wrong, Lee Wood would have got beat. And the same thing this fight. If he gets it wrong in this fight, he will get beat. But it goes the same for Mick. And they're what good competitive fights are. If you go in there with the wrong tactics, you will get beat. And that goes for anybody across the board in a competitive 50-50 fight.
Response?
I don't lie. I said what I said because everything I've said is the truth. He's nice saying he said it with various different entities, or people. So yeah, listen, it's something that it had no. I don't know why we were getting told it at that moment in time, because up until after Lee had beat Kanzu, it was still no real talk of Michael and Lee Wood, and we only looked on as Lee Wood as fans, basically, as you know. We felt the feel-good story, the romanticism of him being the underdog beating Kanzu. So it was never kind of put that one away for a secret day. But you know, that's what we've been told. We were told exactly. There was kind of mentions that he wasn't sure that he was going to win. And
Different to what Ben's saying there?
That's a product of what, he's coming along the lane to now what we were saying.
No, never coming along the line, because I said it to Eddie, so Eddie will always back that up.
Eddie
That is
didn't
what
say
I
it
said.
yesterday when you said it. Eddie,
Do you know when you first said it, I couldn't actually hear exactly what was being said, but that is the truth. I'll sit here and say, I've also said in an interview, in the same interview that I spoke well of you, that if these two boxed over 3 rounds in amateur gloves, Mick could win that fight. But it's not. It's 8-ounce gloves over 12 rounds.
And Mick's going to win the fight.
That's personal opinion, but it doesn't matter what we say. What
Yeah,
matters is what happens.
That's very true.
That's true.
That's very true.
What-
What we
Go on.
said yesterday, Hearn or Eddie did not shut us down, and if he was there, now I never knew Eddie Hearn was there. It's a revelation to me. I only heard 2 names who had told us on 2 separate occasions that for some reason Ben Davison told Lemons Lee Wood's not going to win this fight. And
What did I turn up for then? Because I didn't turn up for
you
financial
turned up,
sense.
you from January the 31st, I'd seen a message from from you to someone that you had stated on January 31st. This was a complete different entity to the 2 people that told us it doesn't work for Sky, that he doesn't listen to you and you don't think it's working, and you wouldn't have took him on. But you're a good-hearted man. You took him on.
No, I believe
I have a
that
text message.
at the very beginning,
I have a text message. I can prove it.
if you want to pull it up and do things out, because I know exactly what that text message is about, and I know where that conversation
Okay,
went.
well, I had a screenshot
which
from it.
upsets a lot of other people.
And that's why I wouldn't do it. I
No,
wouldn't bother
exactly.
Oh, let's not pull out any
There's a-
text messages.
No, exactly.
Yeah, let's
Text
not do
messages.
that.
But,
Let's not do that.
But there's a complete difference.
No, that was on 31st, so this was on Fight Week. The other 2 people told us on Fight Week that you had told them.
Nah, Fight Week I went in.
From my opinion, I'm thinking you're trying to save face a wee bit if you're fight or lose, and you said, listen, I don't think he's going to lose. That's my
No,
opinion.
because I'll say this exactly what I said about this fight. I said about the fight that, and the same as this fight, that if he goes about it the wrong way, he'll get beat. And the same in this fight, but it's the same as Mick for in this fight.
1,000,000%.
50-50 fights.
Michael anyone can get knocked out. If Lee Wood hits as hard as what we all know he hits, then anyone can get knocked out by Lee. But I'm just telling you, from what I heard from the Emmons, and what I processed it in my head was, you were already trying to say, if he loses, it's not my fault.
No, definitely not. If I take a fighter, if Lee loses his fight, I'll take full
No,
responsibility.
in this one, yeah, of course. But that
I'll
was
take
your first fight
responsibility
with
for
him.
every fight from every fighter.
Your
I'll take
first- your
responsibility.
first fight with
I'll
him,
take
6 weeks.
I'll take responsibility for every fighter.
And it was like
Doesn't matter. I'll take responsibility for every fighter.
It was a bit of a cheap get.
Every fighter that I work with, I'll take responsibility for.
On this fight, it's a complete different fight.
Let me ask you about Michael's comments, Jamie's comments in there, and Michael's comments about you not truly believing, aside from Lee Wood having that power element, that's it. You don't truly believe that he can beat him, aside from the power element. The comments made by the Conlans in that press conference.
The thing is why the power is so spoken about is because it is absolutely freakish, for one, but 2, I believe there's a lot of tendencies in mixed work where that opportunity will exploit itself. That's why we're so vocal on that. I can't see him not finding a fight-changing moment.
Response to that?
It's a fight. You're going to get hit if he hits as hard as what they're saying. And listen, he's told me before we even had done this fight, when he just started working with him, how hard he hits. So he's not the only one. He's told me the other guys in the gym have said he hits hard. So it's a fight. If anyone lands on it, anyone can land on anyone at the right time and with the pressure on at the right point, it can happen. So I believe they have one way to beat Michael. One true way. When I do it all up and I watch all the analysts, and they think we're watching the 2 fights that he lost. I've never seen him fight Gavin McDonald. And I don't think Mick has either.
I don't. I think they're watching the recent 2 fights, but there's a complete different.
There's different things that we're looking at. Things that he's been doing since he was before Ben. He's improved with Ben, but he's also plastering or putting plasters over cracks where he should be plastering them up. So he's going to get better. They're going to work even harder for this camp now to prove us two wrong. So it's no doubt we'll probably poke the bear a bit, but I think there is doubt. And I think Lee probably believes what we were saying yesterday. And regarding our comments from Madison Square Garden, I do truly believe he's mentally fragile. He should have fought Michael in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing, and had that unbelievable opportunity to fight there. Only a handful of people get to really be there, but he wanted to fight in Nottingham before he retired, which to me states that there is subconsciously he thinks he's going to lose. So there is a heavy chance he's going to lose this fight.
I'll let you respond to that if you want to.
It's got nothing to do with the fight. If someone's dream is to fight in Nottingham, that shouldn't even be crossing your mind.
Every boxer's dream is to fight in the Garden or Vegas.
But Lee Wood's dream is to box in Nottingham.
That is not. He's telling.
But
He's
you're
telling.
you're telling him what his dream is. Not for a world
2019.
title. Not for a world title. And Eddie told me he didn't want to put it on in Madison Square
in
Garden
the end,
anyway.
it didn't work
No,
out
he
that
told
way.
me that.
I
He
know.
told me that at the beginning. So
But they did explore.
you wanted it to be in Madison Square Garden.
We were happy
but
to go anywhere. We got more money to go to Nottingham. It
yeah.
was
So
fantastic.
exactly. So does that not prove more that Lee wanted to box in Nottingham? That was his dream.
He's getting more money than he's ever got in his life, so that's
So
kind of.
he gets to achieve his dream.
It's true, it's true. And we get to do what we wanted to do from day one. Go and do it away.
Okay, well look, a point you both made in the first couple of minutes of the interview was that
shit
listen,
stir.
talking is talking, but really March 12th, when it all happens in Nottingham, that's what this fight's going to be, and the two fighters are going to be remembered for. You'll be in one corner, you'll be in the other corner, and whatever happens will happen. So
Listen, it's a fantastic fight. It's the best fight on this schedule. It's the best fight in the upcoming first quarter. It's the fight that really splits opinion. You know, people have doubts over Michael, people have doubts over Lee, people are very vocal for Michael, people are very vocal for Lee. You know, there is a lot of different intangibles to make this fight great, and the build-up is, as we've seen over the past 2 days, has been a testament to that, because the crowd came out in Nottingham, the crowd came out in Belfast, and this wee bit of shit is good as well.
right, guys, thank you very much for your time. 7 weeks away, and we shall soon find out. Yeah. What's going down?
Right.
Have you got anything else you want to add, either of you?
He said it in his first press conference or first interview done, it's just business. And it is, it's strictly business. So they give us all business.
I know you guys are friends, but it would be nice to see a little handshake just to see that it is the case. But yes, it is just business. People need to kind of know the difference between. Otherwise, you two probably wouldn't even be standing here having a chat about whatever's been going on
I
the
would
last
never
couple
say I
of days.
rate him as a coach if I didn't rate him as a coach.
And I've always spoke well to Jamie, do you know what I mean? As a person and as a fighter, so I understand Mickey's his brother. That's a very passionate thing, and it is business, you know.
Guys, thank you very much. And listen, let March 12th roll on, because it can't come quick enough. I'm sure you'll both echo the same thoughts.